The phone buzzed on the nightstand like a venomous snake, its screen lighting up the dark bedroom with a cold, blue glow. Mark froze mid-step, towel draped over his shoulders after a late shower, his eyes locking onto the message preview. Can't wait for tomorrow night. Miss your touch already. Jay. His wife, Elena, was asleep, or pretending to be, curled under the covers just feet away. Heart pounding, he snatched the phone, thumb hovering over the unlock pattern he knew by heart. It wasn't jealousy that hit first. It was a gut-wrenching confusion, like the world tilting off its axis. Who the hell was Jay? Mark and Elena had built their life on promises whispered in the glow of fairy lights at their backyard wedding 5 years ago. Love and laughter, they'd vowed, toasting with cheap champagne amid cheers from friends. She was the vibrant artist, her paintings splashing color into their cozy suburban home. He was the steady engineer, fixing what broke in the world and in her heart. Lately, though, the laughter had faded. Elena's late nights at the gallery, her distracted smiles over dinner, Mark had chalked it up to her big upcoming show. I'm just stressed, babe, she'd say, pecking his cheek before vanishing into her studio. But now, staring at that message, doubt wormed its way in, cold and insidious. He didn't confront her that night. Instead, he slipped the phone back, his mind racing through excuses. Maybe Jay was Julia, her best friend, teasing about a girls' night. Or a client, flirting a bit too much. Artists dealt with eccentrics. Mark lay awake, listening to her soft breaths, remembering how she'd once woken him with tickles and giggles, her hair a wild cascade over his chest. You're my everything, she'd murmur. Was that a lie now? The next morning, over coffee, he watched her scroll through her phone, laughing at something. Good news, he asked, forcing casualness. She glanced up, eyes bright but guarded. Just a funny meme from work. Want to see? She tilted the screen, but he waved it off, suspicion festering like a bruise. Days blurred into a haze of quiet observation. Mark noticed the little things. The way Elena's perfume lingered stronger some evenings, a scent he'd bought her but rarely saw her use. Her phone, once left carelessly on the counter, now vanished into her purse the moment she walked in. How was the gallery? He'd probe, and she'd reply with vague enthusiasm. Busy as always. Sold a piece today. But her eyes darted away, and Mark's chest tightened with denial. He loved her too much to believe the worst. Maybe he was paranoid, projecting his own insecurities from a childhood of broken homes. Yet the seed of doubt grew, sprouting thorns that pricked at every tender moment. One evening, after she claimed another late meeting, Mark couldn't resist. He drove to the gallery, parking across the street in shadows. Through the lit windows he saw her, laughing, head thrown back, as a tall man with dark hair leaned in close, his hand brushing her arm. Jealousy surged, hot and bitter, but Mark swallowed it, telling himself it was professional. The man, Jason? Jared? Looked familiar, like someone from her art circle. When Elena came home that night, smelling of wine and something musky, Mark greeted her with a hug. Missed you, he said, voice steady. Me too, she replied. But her embrace felt mechanical, a performance. The clues piled up, each one a hammer blow to his fracturing trust. A receipt in her coat pocket for a boutique hotel downtown, dated for a lunch she'd never mentioned. Whispers of phone calls in the bathroom, her voice low and affectionate. Mark's anger simmered beneath the surface, mixed with heartbreaking sorrow. He replayed their memories, the road trip singing off-key, the lazy Sundays tangled in sheets, her tears when his job transfer fell through, vowing they'd face anything together. How could she betray that? He confronted her subtly at first. You seem distant lately. Everything okay? Over dinner, her fork paused midair. I'm fine, Mark. Just the show stressing me out. Her smile didn't reach her eyes, and he wanted to scream, to shake the truth out of her. But denial held him back. Admitting it meant their world crumbling. Suspension built to a fever pitch. One rainy afternoon, while she was out, Mark logged into their shared cloud account. Something he'd never done before, guilt twisting his gut. There, buried in deleted emails, were messages from Jason at studioart.com. Last night was incredible. When can I see you again? Attachments. Photos of them, arms entwined at a bar, her lips on his cheek. Mark's world shattered, breath coming in ragged gasps. Heartbreak flooded him, a tidal wave of pain that drowned out everything. He sat on the floor, scrolling through the betrayal, each word a knife. Jason was her collaborator, the one she'd gushed about months ago. He's brilliant, Mark. We're going to create magic. Magic, indeed, stolen kisses, secret rendezvous, while he waited at home like a fool. Anger ignited, burning away the denial. When Elena walked in, umbrella dripping, Mark was waiting in the living room, printouts scattered like accusations. "What's this?" she asked, voice faltering as recognition dawned. "Mark, he cut her off, voice trembling with rage. "How long? How could you?" Tears streamed down her face, but her excuses rang hollow. "It just happened. I was lonely. You're always working." Lonely? He'd given her everything. The argument exploded, words flying like shrapnel. "I trusted you," he shouted. "We were supposed to be love and laughter." She sobbed. "I still love you, but Jason. He understands my art, my soul." The admission was a final blow, trust collapsing into ruins. In the aftermath, Mark packed a bag, the house echoing with silence where laughter once lived. Driving away, rain blurring the windshield, he felt the horror of it all. Not just the betrayal, but the slow poison of suspicion that had eroded his heart. Elena's motivations were painfully human. Seeking validation in her passion, mistaking excitement for love. But understanding didn't erase the pain. Months later, divorced and healing, Mark reflected on their vows. Love and laughter had come, but so had horror. The kind that reshapes you. He wondered if she'd found what she sought, or if regret haunted her too. In the quiet he rebuilt, wiser, guarding his heart against the shadows of doubt. Yet, a part of him mourned the innocence lost. A reminder that even the brightest promises can hide darkness.